Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Mr. Wonderful Meatball Movie Podcast. I am Mr. Wonderful, and this is a non-spoiler review for the new Marvel movie, Avengers Infinity War. So if you have not seen Infinity War yet, and you want to go in just 100% clean slate, like myself, I avoided a lot of aspects of this movie before I went to see it tonight. Because I wanted to go in there with a very clean slate, a very no idea of any tiny little things, no talk about it, nothing. So if you want to go in 100% a clean slate, again, this is non-spoilers, so I'm not going to tell you anything and not even going to hint at little things that happen. But if you want just a 100% clean slate, go see the movie, come back, check the video out then, and then I'll leave your review as well in the comments below. But having said that, that was your warning. Now it's time to talk the biggest movie of the year, and that is Marvel's Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War. And all I can say is just wow. This film was just a very well executed movie. This is Marvel Studios coming right out and saying, we're here. Like, not even saying we're here because we never needed to say we're here, but saying we're here with our grandiose, we're here with our Empire Strikes Back. And yeah, I'm willing to say that. And I'm willing to stand by that. We're here with our big blockbuster, our summer blockbuster that is 10 years of culmination. And it is. It is 10 years of culmination. And it feels like 10 years of culmination coming together on this film. Like, you see these characters that you've grown with over 10 years that have been woven through different stories coming together in this one story. You see a lot of loose ends being tied up. You see some new questions being asked as well. Just a lot of the last 10 years feels like it's starting to is just coming together on screen. It is still a Marvel movie, though, at heart. Believe me on that. It has its quips. It has its action. It has its fun. It has the heart that drives every single Marvel movie. It is there, but it is still a lot different from everything that you've seen. Just the way that they tell the story, like the beats are there that make it a Marvel film. They're all there, but it is a very different film. It is a very different thing, and what has been so cool about Marvel throughout the course of the years is that you've seen that with them, that every film is kind of different in its own way and everything's a little bit different, but this film is just something you have never seen them do before. And I don't know if even part two of this, because this is a two-parter. It's just not Infinity Wars Part 1 and Part 2. It's still a two-parter for the Avengers films. But I just don't know if even that can match what they did here, because this was that epic, perfect film that they just put together, that was Marvel Studios knowing that they had this epic on their hands, knowing that they were striking all the right chords, knowing what they were doing. Just, they knew what they were doing. They came in, they did it. They knew that they were knocking it out of the park, and they gave it to you. So it is still a Marvel film. It is very different. It is absolutely at its core, though, as well, still a summer blockbuster. Like, this is that everything type of movie right here. This is that summer blockbuster, the culmination of 10 years of the storytelling. And you might say, well, you say culmination of 10 years. Does it matter if I've missed a couple of films and I haven't seen the other 18 Marvel films? Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, but it's going to matter. Because the best way I could describe it to you is, think the Harry Potter movie franchise. If you missed like 2 or 3 of those movies, would Deathly Hallows have mattered to you as much? Because you've witnessed these characters, you care about these characters, you have a vested interest in a lot of this stuff, and you have a lot of emotion packed behind it, that when certain things happen, it's going to be delivered a lot more harder and it's going to come at you a lot harder and come at you a lot faster, and it's going to hit you a lot more than if you had missed a couple of it. So yeah, I feel bad, but at the same time, you wouldn't be watching this video and watching this review if you weren't already 18 films into this franchise, ready for this, and going to see this. So yeah, you do need to know what's happening, because if you go in kind of unaware, certain things that happen, it just might not have the same type of impact to you. Like, certain characters, for instance, like I'm a Captain America guy. I love Captain America. I also love the Guardians of the Galaxy, so those characters I'm really vested in. That matters to me. You're on the edge of your seat with them. So there are things in this movie, if you go in without much knowledge of it, if the things that happen, character decisions, arcs, they're not going to play out the same way for you that this film is intended to. And this film is definitely, I think, is intended at times as fanfare. There is no doubt about it. This film is close to 3 hours and doesn't feel like 3 hours, but you have a lot of action in this movie. A lot of action. A lot of good quips. But it is a 3-hour film, and it does not feel like a 3-hour film. But this is just one of those, the impacts of character decisions and arcs is really kind of a thing that is going to hit you on this. It's just an emotional roller coaster. It is an emotional roller coaster for 3 hours of this film. There's a lot of gut punching and just being beaten down as a fan of what you've... And that's where the whole 10 years of culmination comes in as well. Is just you care so much that it's just... They're giving you a lot, and they're giving you a lot, and they're giving you a lot. And by the end of this movie, at the end of 3 hours, you're sitting there and you're like, that was a lot. But man, I want more. Is that next one ready to go? Is the Avengers 4 ready? Throw it on. I'm ready for another 3 hours. Let's go. Like, you get a sensory beatdown throughout the course of this film, but you want more. And I can't remember the last time a movie has ever had me feel that, where I've been just emotionally and physically and just exhausted to a point where it's like, wow, what was that for the last hours of my life that I just kind of let go and let loose and was just in this world that has been created for... You've never had an experience like this. And again, for me, it was that whole 10 years, this world for 10 years. We've been invested in all of these worlds for 10 years. And by the end, it's just this world I'm invested in. Wow. But I want more. And I can never, we've never had anything like this. So I think that's why I can never say I've never felt anything like this. And I feel like that's how you're going to feel at the end of this. Now, granted, I could see that there's going to be somebody that comes along and is unhappy with this film. But for the most part, I feel Marvel knows, and that you can see it as well throughout the course of the film, that they know that they are doing this right, and they know that they are giving you what you want. And that's the thing. We're getting what we want. I could see, some fans doing the Star Wars The Last Jedi thing with that's not, but I feel that for the majority of everybody that's going to see this movie, the overwhelming majority of you are going to 100% love this film, be behind this film, and just, again, I just cannot say enough praise about this movie, which brings me to the fact of this is just a must-see. Again, if you've been on this journey, this is a must-see. There is no reason why you should be waiting not to see this movie. It is what fans want. I think that this is the ultimate, we gave you what we wanted, but we had our vision as well, and we told our story. And Kevin Feige and the team at Marvel, just so much praise for what they've done for you, for me, for all of us, and what they did with this. A fantastic movie. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give it the 5 out of 5 meatballs, because there are things that are wrong with this film, but, and I hate saying that things are perfect, but to me, this was a very perfectly placed together comic book film. What you wanted, very different. And really quickly, to jump back again, what also justifies it, the villain is Thanos. Thanos is terrifying in this movie. Thanos, the drive for Thanos as well in this movie is asking a legitimate moral question. Now, it's a comic book movie, so the moral question, really, you don't have to think too hard about it, but it's still giving a question to the point where the bad guy isn't just a bad guy in the sky, which has been a Marvel trope for years, which is just bad guy in the sky. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. A reason why I really dislike a lot of that movie is the third act is just, well, it's battling the bad guy in the sky. We've seen that in the last, 7 films. And this one, though, Thanos, he's got his drive, he's got his reasoning. It's laid out to you. You get it as an audience member. It might be absolutely crazy, but you get it, and it makes the bad guy, it makes the villain a little bit more relatable to you. Think why Vulture worked so well in Spider-Man Homecoming. Why Killmonger in Black Panther was done absolutely right. Like, that's the thing. With Phase 3 for Marvel, and I know this review is going a lot longer than normal, but this is a bigger movie than normal. But again, Phase 3 for me, they've 100% been nailing a lot of the villains more, because they've been going away from the bad guy in the sky stuff, and they've been understanding that by giving us a motivation behind the villain, and it's not just, well, I just want to get the Avengers to fight each other and hate each other, like, or just, I'm a bad guy in the sky. Just a bunch of throwaway characters. This is done just very well done, which is another reason why I give it the 5 meatballs. So we go back to the meatballs, the 5 out of 5. I definitely recommend seeing this. If you have seen the previous Marvel films, do not wait on this, because the spoilers will start getting out, and I just don't want those getting out for you. Oh, I'm trying to find the right way to say this. Another reason I give it the 5 out of 5, because the decisions that all of our favorite characters make have consequences in this world, and it's comic books, so we tend to, just kind of throw away certain things, but there is one specific line from one character delivered to another character that, when it's said, just reinforces the significance behind what's happening in this movie, where it goes, okay, decisions and actions and consequences matter. And, with comic book films, a lot of those don't matter. I'll go back I'm kind of going back to Guardians 2 on this, but the idea of, certain things didn't matter all of a sudden. There's a line delivered that just reinforces that things matter in this world that has been created over 10 years, that is coming to a culmination after 10 years on the big screen in Avengers Infinity War. So there you have it. That's my review for Marvel Avengers Infinity War. 5 out of 5. Recommend seeing it. What did you think? Let me know in the comment section below. No spoilers, though. Don't be that person. You don't want to be that person. Nobody wants you to be that person, so don't be that person. But leave your comments in the section below. Check out some of my other videos as well. You could always go back, subscribe to my YouTube page. I do these reviews a lot. We got a lot more coming out. But thank you for hanging out with me today, checking out this Avengers Infinity War review, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm not exactly sure when the next what the next movie is coming out, because right now my brain is just still a little scrambled from what happened with Avengers, and I need to go see it again. So I'll talk to you guys, though, very soon. Until then, enjoy Avengers and your time at the movies. Bye.